Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom.
It sounds like there's a pool. Do you?
She started from the bottom, and now she closed on her loan.
We closed on our loan today. Small business loan for Chelsea Skin Collective. We're moving forward in the world, moving up, getting our own location.
Mm-hmm. Big girl moves. Big girl moves.
Coming to a Mattawan near you.
A Mattawan near you.
Uh-huh.
Check your nearest Mattawan.
To be Mattawan near you. And then what are you doing this week? Is it this week or next week?
Next week. Next week.
Next week, Zoe is
orientating for college.
Yay! And start like a clapping song.
It's great. Yeah.
So these are things we've been talking about for how long?
At least the last year, if not two.
Was it
summer? Was it not this summer, last summer?
It was in January.
So not this last January, the January before.
Correct.
Because I got my license in September.
So January to June. Yeah, I mean, 18 months?
Yeah.
18 months ago.
Yeah.
This young gal here.
This young spring chicken.
Okay, so you started 18 months ago. We started Zoe's apprenticeship.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted to become an esthetician.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to fix my own skin, but then, like, fix other people's skin, too. Because I know how my skin not looking its best makes me feel.
I live for the transformation. I get it. It's fun. Okay, let's back it up further. So how did we get there? How did we meet? We met at a former business I used to own.
Yeah.
I co-owned a salon and spa. And Zoe, who did you knew Emma Jean?
Yeah, it was Emma Jean because I used to work with her at a restaurant. And I had seen her post something on Facebook about, we need reception help. And I knew that she was apprenticing. And I was like, well, I'm ADHD, so I don't want to, like, throw all my money and all my time into something that I'm interested in now. But, like, in 6 months, I won't be interested in anymore.
Yep.
So she was like, yeah, just come reception. And she's like, pop in when you can and see if it's something that sounds interesting.
Oh my God, so many moons ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So long ago.
And then you said, so you work at a strip club? I used to work at Hooters.
That was my bonding moment with Zoe. I used to work at a Hooters. You work at a strip club?
You said, hi, twin.
And she was like, not the same.
Similar, but not the same.
One of these things is not like the other. That's all I had. Just grasping at
It worked.
It worked.
We bonded.
It
was great. It was great. It's locked in.
And then you only worked there like once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, because you were still working at the club.
Yeah, I think I was still at
How many jobs did you have then?
I was still at the restaurant too. So that was 3. So I was working 3.
Zoe's a very hard worker. She had 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a very hard worker with my former business.
Mm-hmm. 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 And then sideline, you're working towards what you have now.
Yes.
While you were still running that former business. So in a way, that's like 2 jobs.
Kind of, yeah. And then, so if anyone doesn't know what an apprenticeship is, so there's many ways in different trades that you can get a license. So estheticians have a state license, and then you can do what most people do, go to school traditionally. You can pay, they just doubled the hours recently, which I'm really happy for, especially in Michigan. But I forget what it even costs now. I think not long ago it was like 15 to 20 grand for
Probably
school
more now.
For the previous amount of hours. So I'd assume it's depending on where you go. I'm totally guessing. I have no idea. I think it's like 18 to
20 something,
maybe 30 now if they doubled the hours. I don't even know. And that's not always easy for a lot of people to afford or figure out how to do. And so I had 2 apprentices at that time, Lee and Emma Jean. And so instead of going to school, an apprenticeship is where you can work under somebody that has a license and you follow a state curriculum, state program. And then you have to submit all the paperwork to prove that they've, competency and passed their tests and all these things. And then I think you came in once and like shadowed. Did you shadow once?
There were a couple times, like, during my shift when it was, like, I had nothing going on and I was doing everything and it was, like, the only thing happening in the salon was, like, you had a client or, like, you guys were doing a class that I would come in. But I don't think, like, I actually even shadowed, like, all the way.
I know.
Yeah.
Then I took both of them through.
Because it wasn't until we moved here
that
I actually started being like, okay,
I'm serious.
I'm locked in. Because I was like, why am I here?
So a lot of people may or may not know my story, and we won't get all the way into that, but I separated from my business partner, and then I was looking to purchase another business, actually the business that we're in right now, and that didn't work out, but it was still a blessing in disguise because it gave us a little like safe haven and a place to kind of like reground while we worked on what we just did today, which is close on our business loan to build out our new location.
It's been a nice comfy limbo.
It's been a really great limbo, and the owner of Zendens is, I've always said Terry is like a little angel in my life, and she's been awesome to all of our staff, and we went from just having me and Jean and Lee, and then shortly after we had transitioned out of the salon and spa and came here to just have our spa. We have 2 treatment rooms here and a good portion of retail in our lobby. Then Zoe called and she's like, what's going on? I came here to be with you guys.
I'm like, so what are we doing?
And then Zoe came. And you worked front desk for like a little bit. We were trying to figure out when to start the apprenticeship,
because there was something that you had to finish up with like Lee's and Emma Jean's. Like they had to get their licenses first until you could even take on another one.
Yep.
So it was a matter of waiting. Then Emma Jean's stuff took
clear. Yep. So they had to. So you can only have one apprentice first. And then you have to like wait until one passes their test, and then you can do another one. So we had to submit each of those girls separately. And then now I can bring on as many as I want, but that's not something I want.
No.
I'm tired.
You're like, I'm exhausted.
I had 3 babies and they're all sick. And then we brought you on. So that was not this past January, but the January before. Yep. And then Kristen came shortly after that, who is our salon manager. She's great.
She came from the previous business
as well, yep. And then we've had 2 other girls that
finished up apprentice.
Yeah, graduated from school.
Aesthetic school,
yep. And that's Devin and Adrian, and they've been an awesome little part to our group. I feel like they completed us. Little completion.
And now we are whole.
Now we're whole. And then from there, we were trying to figure out, are we going to stay here at the Zenden? Because once we were going to purchase this business, and then based on other like financial logistics and things that purchasing the Zenda did not work out, but it's still, I believe the universe had a higher plan, and it did work out for all the right reasons.
Everything happened the way it was supposed to.
Totally. So then we were like, okay, how long do we stay here? Do we find another place to go? You know, we need our own place. Do we need our own place? We thought about buying some other equipment and staying here and growing, and then we found the perfect location. So in the village in Matawan, there's a great spot that opened up that used to be a women's clothing boutique. And it's right next to a hair salon, so I think that's super complimentary without being competing. Well, we've looked at a bunch of other places, and that, for all good reasons, didn't work out too.
Right.
Meant to be.
Yeah.
Meant to be.
Because, I mean, remember the shoebox we wanted so bad?
It was this tiny little place that we wanted so
bad. And it's like, now that we're getting the space that we are getting, it's like, well, thank God we didn't end up getting that shoebox.
And even with doing a custom build where we're at, so we're using Adam Garland Construction, which we're super excited about. I'm sure a lot of people in the community know who that is. Even with doing a custom build out with them, taking on this loan, it'll still be less expensive than this tiny little spot that we were looking at. So that worked.
That was like a closet.
A closet.
A closet that we wanted to somehow fit like 3 treatment rooms in.
I know. So we'll have 4 treatment rooms. It'll be 2,000 square feet. So we'll have a nice spot for like a waiting area that'll be nice and cozy and separated from the lobby. And then we'll have our lobby area with all of our retail, because everyone that knows us knows that we sell the best skincare around. Tons of options too. And we're bringing on, we just brought on 1 new line, and now we're bringing on 2 more. So for skincare, now we have Glymed Plus, we have Anti-Age, which is our growth factor and cytokine line. Then we have DMK, who
we love.
We love DMK.
That's bestie. That's twin.
That's bestie. And then we just brought on Peta Jane for our sunless tanning.
That's also bestie. We kind of love her.
Best smelling.
Oh my God, the best smelling, and she actually dries. That was my thing.
Did it not blow your mind when the mousse came out? We're talking.
No,
I was like, oh, it's like, whoa.
It felt good.
It was so
like,
good.
I liked it.
So such a good sunless tanning line, and they have the aerosol a
I
spray.
haven't tried that one yet. Though.
Lee is obsessed with it because she likes easy. Lee doesn't want anything that's going to be harder or difficult.
But don't you still have to rub it in?
No.
No?
No. That's why I
It's
want
like
to try it for
legitimate,
hands.
like spray tan.
Like, spray tan in a bottle.
Wouldn't it get all over your bathroom?
I'm wondering about that. I don't know. Because the last time we tried it, because Emma Jean was like, I thought you said you sprayed Lee for her. And I was like, oh, it was a hotel bathroom. So we weren't even paying attention.
You're like, I don't have to clean it up.
No. And then we're bringing on color science should be here within the next couple weeks.
Yay! So exciting.
Mineral makeup line, same thing, often sold in dermatologist offices and laser centers and plastic surgery offices. So fun, sunscreen, makeup. We love. And then we're bringing on Kopari.
That would be fun. I'm excited about that. The sunscreens.
Glitter sunscreens.
So cute.
Sprays, gels, like a twist up stick with glitter in it that's sunscreen. And then they have a makeup setting spray. Did I tell you about that? Makeup setting spray that's sunscreen SPF 50.
Cute. I love.
And then they have hair and body mists and body butters. We got their retinol body cream. We got their body butter.
Woo-hoo.
We got
retinol body cream.
Did I tell you about the shower oils? 2
Oil.
shower oils. Okay. So one is like hyaluronic acid based that like lathers up so you can use it as a shaving, but it's like hydrating. And then the other one is you put it on when you're still wet in the shower before you get out.
But it's like a moisturizer.
It's
for when
vitamin
you get out.
C. It's niacinamide, all in a body oil.
Wow. Cute.
I know.
Okay. Kopari is so Barbie.
It's pretty Barbie.
No, I'm excited.
And it fills a huge gap because we didn't have body SPF before. Like we had stuff you could use for body, but not stuff that was body.
Like specifically for.
And that makes your body glossy.
No, I know. I have the like rose gold Kopari glitter sunscreen.
I have the golden one before too.
Yeah, and I really like it. It's really pretty.
Glossy. It makes you look hydrated and glowy.
And I love looking like a glazed donut, so that works for me.
Especially on your like cleavage, your legs, your bum.
Yeah, I like it.
So it's all the new stuff that's coming. But the new location will be where it's at. And then
so excited.
Zoe going to nursing school. So that was something she talked about when we first started apprenticeship.
So only 15 more years, and then we'll be bringing some more new stuff.
It's not even 15 years. What is it for?
I think it's like, I think that's full time. But I think with how much I work, I don't think I can do full time. So I think part time, it's probably going to take me about 6 to 8. I'm trying to not get my hopes up for how quick I can finish it. But also I'm like a workaholic. So I'm like, well, if I bust it out.
And you're a smart cookie.
I'm like, could I get it? How fast could I really get it done?
Well, once you start building clientele here, which you already are, then maybe you'll have time to let go of it. You know what I mean? You could piece things together in different ways. So do you know what the hours for school is yet?
No, they haven't told me anything. They said anytime I've tried to reach out to speak to an advisor, they were like, well, you'll just talk to one when you have your orientation. I'm like, okay. That works. So I don't know anything.
But when you first started your apprenticeship program, we were talking about, we had a whole first section, which was like
goal setting. And we were like, where do you want to be? But I was like, I didn't think that school was going to be like college was going to be an option for me until I was like 30 or something. And I had like some money saved up to start making like payments on loans. But I didn't know about like the Reconnect program.
Okay. So that's another thing. I didn't know about this. Does everyone know about Michigan Reconnect? Because apparently if you're over
25, if you're over 25 and you've never gone to college before, then you can get at least your associates fully paid for.
What?
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know how the bachelor, like going for my bachelor's will be because I need a bachelor's in bioscience to be able to do what I want to do. But
at least if you can get part of it.
But right. And then the rest I could get like grants and stuff for.
So we set these intentions and goals 18 months ago, and it was something that, and that's why I was like, it's manifestation. You're like, it's Michigan Reconnect. I didn't know that was a thing. And I was like, that's how manifestation works, is that you create a path, you set a goal in your mind, and then suddenly doors appear that you didn't know were there.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Because it was just a conversation in passing with one of my friends at my other job where she was saying, oh, like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, eventually I want to do like injections and be able to do that sort of thing, paired with the work that we're already doing with aesthetics. And I said, but that's long down the line because I can't afford college. And she was like, well, have you ever gone? And I was like, to college? And she said, yeah.
What if you've gone to college out of state? Because I've only gone to college out of state. I wonder if I could do it.
You didn't finish, did you? Like, you didn't, like, get a degree?
I have an associate's degree in science.
I think it's only if you haven't.
But it was at a private college, and I don't think the credits are transferable anywhere.
I don't know. It could be worth
Like, I think I would have to
someone.
get another associate's degree all over again, if I'm not mistaken.
It could be worth asking someone that works with that.
So I'll be a surgeon when I'm 82. You're welcome.
Yeah, when you're 82.
I thought about it. I wish I would have been a dermatologist or a plastic surgeon, but then by the time I realized it,
You're like, I should have started forever ago.
well, 16 years
Yeah.
ish,
Yeah.
depending, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to do the math. Doesn't matter. 17.
She's actually 27.
Fine. But I think it's important that, like what we did, set goals for ourselves. So it's like you set this goal to become an esthetician. Look, you got that without paying for it. We got this relationship out of it.
Yes.
Awesome. And then I got amazing staff out of this that I never, you know what I mean? I never tried to hire anyone. It just worked out so perfectly.
And I never, again, I've always been someone who, like, I can make myself interested in, like, anything. Like, I can kind of, like, dive into anything and find some sort of interest in it. So I didn't know for sure if, like, this was really going to be something that I was, like, as passionate as I am about. But then the more I got into it and the more I learned from the apprenticeship, I was like, no, this is, like, what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, this, like, feels like what my purpose was supposed to be in.
Well, how many people can say in their first year of aesthetics that you were licensed how long? 6 months? And
6 months.
She won top 10 international finalist.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, I mean, right. And then hearing that, I mean, not just from you, because I mean, you've been in the industry forever as well, but like
100 years.
But at that competition, hearing it from like other well-versed estheticians in the industry that were like, oh my God, in 6 months, you've only had your license 6 months. And I was like, oh, maybe that is really something that I accomplished there. So like, maybe I am doing something right. It's brought a lot of purpose to, I mean, I didn't think I'd find a career that I felt like this comfortable in, like this, like that I can have enough foresight to see myself in it for like
a long time.
And I'm glad that we found each other too, because I'm like, it gives me, I've never found a job ever where I'm like, I could be happy here for decades. And I'm like, I don't want to work anywhere else, because like, we're all family here.
I know we are.
It's not a cult.
Drink this Kool-Aid.
It's not a cult. I swear, it's not.
No, I'm so excited to keep growing and like talking about finding purpose. When it came to like, again, I never asked to apprentice anyone. I never thought that was something that I'd be doing. I never thought that I would be, starting a business all over again after 5 years of already creating one. And it's definitely created a purpose for me, and mentoring all of you guys has been life-changing for me. And that's when I went up on stage and accepted my award of Mentor of the Year. That's why the only thing that could come out, I had planned to prepare a speech, but something like that, you're like, I'm not actually going to win that. And then the only thing that could come out through all my tears was, all of you guys have changed my life so much, and all I can hope is that I've done the same for you, which we're changing each other's lives. And hopefully we're changing our clients' lives.
Yeah, I think we are.
We're at least changing their skin, damn it. Small
That's
steps.
the same thing, right?
To feel good, you gotta look good.
Yes.
we practice what we preach. Practice what we preach.
No, it was such it's been such a wild ride to get to where we are. I don't think I'll ever forget when I took my exam and you keep playing with the computer, and then I finished.
Let's talk about that.
And we were just like,
okay, so Zoe had her exam scheduled. So when you do an apprenticeship, and even when you go to school, you can take the exam virtually, especially after COVID, that became a thing.
Well, and I tried to take it in person, but being in Michigan, blizzards. And blizzard,
oh, that's right. You were going to take it in person. It was
blizzard canceled mine, because I took my, what is it? The practical? Is the practical or is theory the written test? Is theory the written test or practical the written test?
I don't know.
Whichever one is not the written
where you
one.
Practice doing a facial. It's like tea party, I call it.
Well, right, because that one I did, and then
because you have to pass that first, and then they do the written.
The written exam was supposed to be the next day, but a blizzard happened that night, and they almost canceled the other one. But I did that one in person, but then they were like, okay, and then the only time that we could reschedule it and then I could still get my license in time to compete in the skin games was if I did it online. So we're like, okay, screw it, we'll do it online. But then just with all the technical
So Zoe scheduled it.
My
She was
God.
here at the spa and she was ready to do it. And I was like, well, you can use my laptop because you have an iPad, right?
Mhm.
Works great for pretty much everything, but you had to have,
which they didn't tell you beforehand.
of course not.
Found that out as I was trying to log into the test. Was like, couldn't use my iPad, and then your
So
computer.
then she called me and I was like, that's okay, just use my laptop. Here's the password, log in. But then it didn't
have enough storage.
It didn't have Chrome on it. You had to have Chrome. So that's the other thing to tell you because I
Mhm.
have MacBook with Safari. So that I was like, just download Chrome, do what you got to do. But it didn't have enough storage. Well, later I found out it's because it needed to update, which is a whole thing and it would have taken forever to do anyway. Like I think when I did it, it took like 2 days.
Right.
And so then that wasn't working. So then she tried to use a computer here at the Zen Den. That wasn't working. And I was at home, which I live like less than 10 minutes away.
We were on the phone and you're like, I'm on my way. I literally ripped this computer out of my kid's hand.
So yeah, so she's crying. Yeah, they're playing like Dress to Impress or something. She's crying, Zoe's crying. And I'm like, I'll be right there, I'll be right there. And I came with my husband's crappy laptop. I come running in and she told the lady, she's like, I'm having technical difficulties. Hold on 1 second. They were like, okay. Which they could have totally just told you, no, we're not doing it. You're going to have to
I know.
reschedule.
So I was lucky that they
and then
did
she
that.
wouldn't have been able to do the skin
But
games.
then when I was finally able to connect to the test with that computer, it was dying.
It was dying and I neglected to bring the charger.
So I couldn't even take my time. I was like, I gotta hurry up. And every time it dinged saying low battery, they were like, you have to show us your room on the webcam because it was making a noise.
Because it made a noise,
did
or
something on the
I think the
screen.
camera would go off or something, and they thought like that could be,
Me
presumed as
cheating
cheating
or something,
So she had
so-
to pick the laptop up and turn it around and show the room.
It was just cutting into more time. And so I was just like hurrying and I'm like, I don't even
and
know.
the battery's dying.
Yeah. And it was like what? My score like flashed on the screen and it said pass and then the computer died. And I came out of the room, I'm like sweating and shaking and I'm like, I think I passed. And you're like, you did? You're like, I'm going to get the bottle of champagne.
So I went and got the bottle of champagne.
And we just kind of laid on the floor in the treatment room and we're like, holy we did it.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Is that not been the epitome of every step of everything that we've gone through to get to where we're at?
We have to do it the hard way. There's no easy way. It's like the hard way or the highway, baby. That's what we got to do.
The only way out is through. I mean, even the process of getting this loan, again, most of our clients kind of know the story, but it's like, so when we finally found this great space in Mattawan, it was over a year ago. I think it was last July, actually. That we found the space that was available. We went and checked it out. And then I had a contractor come in to see like what could be done. And then I contacted the bank. And when you get a conventional loan, it's pretty easy, right? You throw it on collateral and you're ready to rock and roll. And
Not so much.
When you get an SBA loan, it's a government loan. And so they make you jump through so many hoops and you never touch the money. I keep joking I'm going to write an ebook about it, which I may. Comment below if you want the ebook on SBA loan. That you have to supply all of the quotes for every single thing that you're going to purchase to the penny. And then in order to get those quotes, you have to have these people come in and then look at the space because they're like, well, we don't know, or how do we quote you?
But then we
without
had
knowing?
contractors that we couldn't work with. We had the sign company that we couldn't work with. It was just like,
I think we went through 3 sign, because even the sign, anything over $5,000, very
You have
specifically,
to.
yes, they need to have a quote for. And so when you get like a sign out front of your business, if you don't know,
so it's like even
they
when you were
cost a
doing
small
everything
fortune.
that you had to, it was like everything else that was out of your control was just like fighting against you, and it just was one thing after another.
So finally, by the time we got all the quotes in for the with the contractor, by the time we got hired attorney and we got the lease agreement figured out, filled all that stuff out, signed by the new landlord, which he's been a little gem too. He's such a sweetheart. To put up with all of this time and waiting, and
He's been very patient.
He's been a very patient man. And then with the sign company, because we were like, well, you need a quote for the sign, and then you have to get scheduled to get these people out, and then when the first one doesn't work out, then you got to get somebody else out there. And
Someone.
I just had no idea it would take this long. But and then
we made it.
We made it.
We made it.
Even at the end, when I finally had everything submitted, the lender was like, "Yeah, we got everything." But the SBA changed all. I'm not making this up. The SBA changed all of their forms. We need you to fill everything out one more time.
Oh my
25
God.
digital pages of documents to refill out. So did all that. And then
Again.
in bank world, it's like, okay, submitted it 3 weeks later. They get back
Now
to
it
you.
changed again.
Oh my God. They're like, wait a minute. We needed you to staple those, even though it was digital.
On the right side, not the left.
Right. Wrong. Can you take that out? It has to be a stainless steel staple.
And then filled the holes. Paper mache over the holes from the previous staple.
This was not the right density of paper. We needed something else.
And this is from the wrong tree.
So done today, went in, signed it all. And
Finally happening.
yeah, after our shift ends tonight, we're gonna
celebrate a little bit.
get a bottle. Get a bottle. It's got to be Vouv.
It has to. Is Lee still out of town?
Yeah,
Damn.
I know. We love
That's
Lee.
okay. We'll FaceTime her.
Yes, we'll FaceTime everybody.
Yes. And then we'll do our after hours podcast
Yes.
with a bottle of Vouv.
Yeah. If you thought this was interesting to listen to, wait till you hear the after hours.
After hours.
What did chat say?
It was like unwaxed and unhinged.
Unwaxed and unhinged. If you'd like to hear the unwaxed and unhinged version,
Catch us after a bottle of Vouv.
or 3. There's not a lot of alcohol in champagne.
It's bubbles.
Yeah. It's
I
the
always
air.
tell my bar guests, if you girl math it, the bubbles, that's just air.
That's
so
air.
really, you're just taking a couple of deep breaths, and that's good for you.
Mhm.
So you should take a couple more.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's girl math.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's bubbles.
So we'll celebrate having our loan closed and
Yay.
get our own place.
Yay! Should we bring a bottle of Vouv to the place?
Yeah. We'll go to Bird Dog because they're our neighbors.
Yeah.
They're going to be so sick of us.
We're going to be like, we're finally here, baby.
Oh my God.
They're going to be like, let it begin.
Let it begin.
Every lunch.
Can we do partnerships with them? What do you think?
If you come buy a facial, you get half off your meal.
They're going to be like, no, it's the other way around.
If you come here.
Who wants to see a partnership with Bird Dog and Chelsea Skin Collective? Anyone?
Yes.
I'd love it.
Cute.
I would love it. Love it. Well, the other thing we're going to be doing is, because we love DMK, we're going to be doing a special event. Everyone that knows that we just launched DMK MD. We're the only practice in the entire state that offers the MD program with
Not to toot our own horn or anything.
but boob boob.
Semi horn.
So their StemZyme program is the only non-invasive topical stem cell regeneration for adult epidermal stem cells. And we're going to be doing a ticketed event with a food and wine tasting. We haven't decided where we're doing it yet. Our DMK rep, who we love, shout out to Nick. Hey, Nick.
Lake Day soon, Nick.
Don't go there, Nick. We're not. Don't feed into this. But a ticketed event, and we'll do a food and wine pairing because StemZyme has some really awesome and unique bio-derived ingredients, and some of those are certain spices that can also be fun. Yes,
spices,
so
asparagus.
Yes, we're going to try to line that up with food and wine pairing. So it'll be a really fun event that we'll be bringing soon.
Super educational, super fun.
Yeah, if you want a chance to throw back some cocktails and have a really awesome meal and learn about
leave
skincare.
Learning something like that's fun. Doesn't get much more fun than that.
No, leave learning something
and hang out with us.
Yeah, and your ticket's going to go towards your StemZyme program. So many fun things coming.
Super exciting.
So I think, fingers crossed, that we'll have probably an opening date. Let's just say sometime early to mid-September if everything lines up, which,
with us, you never know.
So potentially that, and then everyone loves and knows our infamous Pink Friday event. So that will be coming at the end of November. So we have so many fun things.
First Pink Friday in our new place. Oh my God, it's so exciting.
Yeah, and whatever we had last year, we're going to be upping the ante.
Well, again, not to toot our own horn or anything, but last year was a decent success.
It was awesome.
And it was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much to our clients that came out for Pink Friday.
It was a great time.
Love and appreciate all you ladies. And there was a few men that came too. So thank you, gentlemen.
Okay,
supporting
gentlemen,
the skincare industry, small business, shop small. So we're super excited for this next chapter and everything that's coming and how far we've come.
Wow.
Yeah. We'll be bringing
Yeah.
medical services on too. So stay tuned for that.
I really couldn't, like, year or 2 years ago, would not have believed that this is where we would be at now.
No.
But it's all because we just trusted that this is what we were meant to do and this is what is going to happen.
I have faith in action, and I've learned that entrepreneurship is just jumping out of the plane and then just figuring out the parachute on your way down.
100%.
So, you know, if you ever...
We figured it out, baby.
We did.
Sheesh.
We did. The last minute. Oh, thank God. That was a close call.
We didn't splat, though. We didn't do the... We landed.
Although I'm sure a few people would have liked to see our demise.
Wow. Womp womp.
Too bad.
Gotta look elsewhere. I'm sorry. Sorry. We only know how to be successful. We don't know how to fall flat. Sorry. It's not in our blood. Sorry.
Winning. Cool. That was an awesome first podcast. So anyone that wants to keep hearing more of our shenanigans, let us know. Obviously, it's Zoe and I today, but we'll do some with the whole group and then other, like, you know, duos and trios of different ones of us and giving you us our opinion. But if you have ideas for topics or things you want to hear us talk about or stories you want to hear us tell, let us know.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.
Bye, besties.